Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, a Phobos Knives rendition, if you will. This is the Cacula, or the Cacula. It is a self-defense EDC, and it is absolutely wicked. Now, we want to deep dive it a little bit, but let me just say this up front. If you're new here, the way we do this is we don't do anything scientific. We don't do anything, we call them tests or not. We take the knife, we stab a bunch of stuff, we cut a bunch of stuff, we try to put it through its paces. Now, one thing I'm doing here is just holding it in all four grips. I spin the knife around, try to flip it upside down, give you the balance point. Really, truly, honestly, my journey with Phobos started off several months ago with the Phobos Alaris, and I absolutely fell in love with the handle. Followed that up, Mr. Eric sent the Cacula, this one, and the Tier 1 BC. That Tier 1 BC goes with me daily. I absolutely freaking love Phobos handles. I just do. They fit me. They fit perfectly in any grip for me. The comfort level is maxed out. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to talk a little bit about the knife, and then I'm going to give you some stats on the knife and that kind of thing. Before I get into any of that, though, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere, and that number is in question. That's why here on the channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And vets, all that means is this: you are welcome here. You have a place here. We're back to blue over here. We support Leo, all to the chagrin of many, and this is just where I've gotten to do this. Listen, you can agree, you can disagree, that's fine. That's what the USA's for. It's a cause I support. How do you do that, Scabber? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, to this knife. The Phobos Cacula is in CPM S35VN. I absolutely love that steel. It comes with a gorgeous leather sheath that's very well done. It's got several, you can carry it scout, you can carry it on your belt. It's got several options there. I absolutely adore the low profile sheath. I really do. And that's may not be the correct term for it, but that's what I like to call it. It's simple, it's basic, but it's very well done. It's leather. And right here we're doing the Donnie B all day. Throw it at the stump test, the drop test, checking the balance, checking the tip, checking to see if the handles loosen up. Everything come out perfectly. Listen, this knife came in razor damn sharp. I mean, just absolutely shave sharp. And you can see right here, one of the things I like doing is just whittling with the knife. It gives me a good feel for the knife. I get to see how it handles in hand, overall sharpness, etc. Plus, honestly, if we're just going to be straight up, it's relaxing. I would want to point out this, or I do want to point out this. Check out all the amounts of materials that we cut throughout this video. Why is that important? Well, several reasons. One, yeah, it shows the edge, but it also shows having to use the knife in different grips. It shows the comfort in that handle. Now, I'm going to tell you this. There are 3 areas of jimping in the handle. One, the standard between the blade and the handle, right on the back, so that you can do your work and have some good grip. It looks aggressive. It's not. Very comfortable in hand. They put some jimping in that finger choil. I like that a lot. That is comfortable as hell. This handle is insanely comfortable. And then they put some jimping down by the pommel, so when you go to stab or do caping or anything like that, you have some jimping there. You can see that it does have a wig splitter on the back, or nut crusher, whatever you want to call it. You know, if you want to crush some walnuts or whatever in the field. I will say this. I absolutely there. Now, right there, the way the handle's done, you'll see when I stab, of course, my pinky's in the choil, but I rest my thumb right there on that slab. I believe that's G10. I might be wrong. If I am, forgive me. It's either G10 or Micarta. Either way, it's done very, very well, and it's a damn slab of it. It's got some nice liners there, but I can actually rest my thumb there for extra support and extra safety. Here, we're cutting through about an inch piece of tire tread. Now, this particular tread is not steel belted, okay? We're going to cut some things, obviously, that are, but this is just a thick slab of tire tread. Look at that. The Cacula cut it, no problem whatsoever, sailed through it. Now, a lot of you are going to ask about the cutout on the blade. This knife, I believe the original design was for a folder, and that's kind of the way the thing goes, as an opening thing there. So when they made the fixed blade, they just kept it in. Adds a little to the aesthetic. Some will like it, some won't. I can tell you this, it does not hurt the strength of the knife. We did a good bit of batoning on and off camera. Now, I'll say this, guys. I don't like doing a ton of stuff off camera until I have an initial video in. But there's just certain times when you're doing certain things and you want to get the feel for the knife. I did do a good bit of batoning off camera. Did a good bit of cutting off camera just to work out some of the nuances. The knife came so sharp, there wasn't a lot to work out. And honestly, if I'm just being straight up, I enjoy playing with the knife. Certain knives, and this is one of them, and I can't explain it to you, it's just like an extension of your arm. It's comfortable in whatever position you hold it in, and that's not easy to do. There we did some vertical batoning, and you can see the blade took no damage, no rolls, no chips, no microchips. Hell, I'm holding it now, and it's just insanely comfortable. Let me do this real quick. I want to give you some specs. We're going to use that wig splitter right there. Thank you for pointing that out, Scabber. Let's do this. The overall length, and I'm actually pulling these while we're talking, is right at 9.5. Well, shit, that's not right. 9 5/8. You got a handle length of about 4. I'd say the handle length is 4 3/4, the actual handle. That's not counting the pommel. The inner grip is 4 1/8. The back, the handle thickness is a 1/2 inch, which is nice. I believe this is 3/16 inch blade stock. You got about a 4 3/8 blade. Yeah, 4 3/8 on the money blade. And you've got a 4-inch cutting edge there. It's got a wicked tip on it. And right here you can see just some quick hard stabs. Little cutting. The tire is still belted. The tire's still belted. The other tread was not. Now right there, we're just doing a push. Like you're just doing a slow push into the knife. I like doing that, or into the tire. I like to stab it and then the slow push. Right there we do another stab, and we do a ton of stabbing with this knife. This is one of my favorite stabbers. No shock, no recoil, no hot spots in hand when stabbing, no hot spots in hand with batoning. This is a really well thought out handle, very comfortable. And again, throughout the video, I'm going to try to show you the different edge stuff. Now, here we're cutting some sandblast hose. Y'all see me cut it every day. The Cacula went straight through it, man. And it is still belted. It's 3/16 to a 1/4 inch thick. It's still belted, and this knife had zero problem. And again, guys, pay attention here to how much cutting we did. I have to test knives a certain manner, okay? And that is this. Now, as the channel goes and as it grows, we may look in to get some of the gelatin dummies and things like that. But what I want to do for you guys with this is test the hardness of it, test the sharpness of it. The best way to do that is some of these industrial type tests. Best way for me. May not be the best way, but it's what I have. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real honest with you. This knife went through every single little demonstration we did with no problem. And it's nice when the damn thing just feels like an extension of your hand. Certain knives you have to manipulate, right? You got to hold them a certain way. You got to do it. This one, each and every grip was just kind of natural to flow into. Now, what I was doing right there is just making several little cuts without, I don't stabilize the materials. I try to reenact an environment, whether it's work, whether it's, hunting, whatever. And that's why I cut a lot of that ratchet strap, that nylon thick ass ratchet strap. No hide in America is going to be much tougher than that. And if it is, you're in trouble. But I'd use that ratchet strap when we cut a bunch of that, or we do the tip test on that where we drag it. That's to represent different hides for hunters, things like that. I also believe this handle is conducive to caping. Now this right here started off just kind of dicking around having fun, and it is. But the thing with this little demonstration is this, guys. That thing has very little weight. So, and I'm dead right there. But the thing with it is, with no weight, you don't have any real control of where the knife's going, right? So we do a lot of stabbing, slashing. And this right here, we're just going to punch it. Well, stab it. Slash. It got some really, and you can see it right there, there's some deep slashes. Again, this just started out, and there I'm just punching it, dicking around. But this kind of demonstration started out, honestly, having fun. But the more that I've done it, I do see some usefulness there. I really do, to get the feel of the knife. Because a lot of times when you're doing that with no weight on that thing, you can get way out and out of control. With this knife, it just felt like an extension of my arm. We got about a minute left, guys, and this is why we cut the ratchet strap. This is why you see me cut the different materials all the way through. We want to keep checking the edge. Now, I'll walk right in, no stropping, no nothing. And you can tell on this knife, we cut a bunch of stuff. Still has a really good edge on it, right? I stropped it up, cleaned up, and come back and did it again, and you can see a difference. I only did a couple strops, and it almost brought the edge back. I'll finish it up tonight. Listen, I want y'all to know I love you. God knows I do. Mr. Eric, home run on this knife, man. This might be my favorite one, and I didn't think I was going to say that. I absolutely adore Phobos knives. This is the Phobos Cacula. I'm Scab. You're not. Look at that, man. That's sweet. I'm gone, son. Love y'all. Well, some of you. The vast majority, but not all of you.